Prince, A Life in Music and the Legacy of an Icon. Born Prince Rogers Nelson on June 7, 1958, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Prince was not only a pioneering musician but also a cultural icon whose influence extended far beyond the realms of music. Known for his flamboyant stage presence, eclectic fashion sense, and extraordinary musical talent, Prince left an indelible mark on the world. His life and career were a complex tapestry woven from personal struggles, groundbreaking achievements, and a relentless pursuit of artistic freedom. This essay delves into Prince's life, his music, and the circumstances surrounding his untimely death, exploring how he became one of the most significant figures in the history of popular music. Prince's journey into music began at an early age. He was born into a musical family. His father, John L. Nelson, was a jazz musician, and his mother, Mattie Shaw, was a singer. Growing up in a racially diverse, working-class neighborhood, Prince was exposed to a variety of musical influences, from the gospel sounds of his local church to the jazz, funk, and rock records his parents played at home. Prince was a musical prodigy. By the age of 7, he had taught himself to play the piano, and he quickly picked up other instruments, including guitar and drums. His natural talent and passion for music set him apart from his peers, and by his teenage years, he was already performing with local bands. It was during this time that he began to develop his signature sound, a fusion of funk, rock, R&B, and pop that would later become his trademark. In 1978, at the age of 19, Prince released his debut album, For You, under Warner Brothers Records. Although the album did not achieve significant commercial success, it showcased Prince's incredible musicianship. He wrote, produced, and played every instrument on the album himself. His second album, Prince, 1979, fared much better, producing hits like I Wanna Be Your Lover and establishing him as a rising star in the music industry. The early 1980s marked the beginning of Prince's ascent to superstardom. His third album, Dirty Mind, 1980, was a bold statement that challenged conventional norms with its explicit lyrics and sexually charged themes. The album was critically acclaimed, and it set the stage for what would become a prolific period in Prince's career. In 1982, Prince released Mine Nine On, a double album that catapulted him into the mainstream. The title track, along with hits like Little Red Corvette and Delirious, became anthems of the decade. 1999 was not only a commercial success, but also a creative breakthrough that showcased Prince's ability to blend different genres into a cohesive sound. His music was innovative, incorporating synthesizers, drum machines, and complex arrangements that were ahead of their time. However, it was the release of Purple Rain in 1984 that solidified Prince's status as a global superstar. The album, which also served as the soundtrack to the film of the same name, was a cultural phenomenon. The movie, a semi-autobiographical tale of a young musician's rise to fame, starred Prince in the lead role and became a box office hit. The Purple Rain album, featuring iconic tracks like When Doves Cry, Let's Go Crazy, and the title track Purple Rain, topped the charts worldwide and earned Prince 2 Grammy Awards and an Academy Award for Best Original Song Score. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Prince continued to push musical boundaries and challenge societal norms. He was known for his prolific output, releasing albums almost yearly, each one showcasing a new facet of his artistry. His music was a kaleidoscope of sounds, blending rock, funk, jazz, soul, and electronic music in ways that were both innovative and influential. Prince's provocative lyrics and boundary-pushing performances often courted controversy. His 1981 album Controversy and its title track were emblematic of his fearless approach to addressing topics like sexuality, religion, and identity. The lyrics of his songs frequently explored themes of eroticism and spirituality, often blurring the lines between the sacred and the profane. This boldness sometimes drew criticism from conservative groups, but it also earned him a devoted fan base that admired his refusal to conform to mainstream expectations. In addition to his solo work, Prince was also a prolific songwriter and producer for other artists. He penned hits for performers like Sheila E., The Time, and Sinéad O'Connor, the latter of whom scored a massive hit with Nothing Compares to You, a song written by Prince. His ability to craft hits for others further cemented his reputation as one of the most versatile and talented musicians of his generation. One of the defining aspects of Prince's career was his battle for artistic control and ownership of his work. In the early 1990s, Prince famously entered into a highly publicized dispute with Warner Brothers Records over the ownership of his master recordings and his desire to release music at his own pace. In protest, Prince changed his name to an unpronounceable symbol, often referred to as the love symbol, and began performing with the word slave written on his face to symbolize his feelings of being trapped in a contract. This period of Prince's career was marked by a prolific output of music, much of it released independently through his own label, NPG Records. Although some of these releases received mixed reviews, they demonstrated Prince's unwavering commitment to his artistic vision and his determination to maintain control over his work. His struggle for creative freedom was a precursor to the modern music industry's debates over artist rights and ownership, and it paved the way for future generations of musicians to assert greater control over their intellectual property. As the 21st century began, Prince remained an active and influential figure in the music world. He continued to release albums and tour extensively, earning accolades for his live performances, which were renowned for their energy and musicianship. Prince's Super Bowl halftime show in 2007 is often cited as one of the greatest performances in the history of the event, further solidifying his legacy as a legendary performer. In the 2010s, Prince became increasingly vocal about issues related to race, social justice, and the music industry. He was a mentor to younger artists and continued to push the boundaries of his craft, exploring new sounds and collaborating with a diverse array of musicians. His commitment to innovation and his refusal to be pigeonholed into any single genre or style made him a revered figure across multiple musical communities. Tragically, Prince's life was cut short on April 21, 2016, when he was found unresponsive in an elevator at his Paisley Park estate in Chanhassen, Minnesota. The cause of death was later determined to be an accidental overdose of fentanyl, a powerful opioid. Prince's sudden passing shocked the world and led to an outpouring of grief from fans, fellow musicians, and public figures. In the years following his death, Prince's influence has only grown. His music continues to inspire artists across genres, and his legacy as a champion of artistic freedom resonates with new generations. The vault of unreleased music that Prince left behind has gradually been opened, revealing a treasure trove of material that underscores his incredible creativity and work ethic. Prince's impact on the music industry and popular culture is immeasurable. He was a trailblazer who broke down barriers and redefined what it meant to be an artist in the modern era. His music, which spans more than 4 decades, remains a testament to his genius, and his life story serves as a reminder of the power of individuality, creativity, and the relentless pursuit of one's vision. Prince was more than just a musician. He was an icon, a visionary, and a cultural force. His life was a testament to the power of music as a means of self-expression and social change. From his